Hi, I'm Selina Solman, and you're listening to How's That Cricket Podcast.
How's that? You messed about, I called you out. How's that?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to How's That the Cricket Podcast with me, Lily.
And me, Ollie.
So, not much has happened in the time span of a week, has it? We've got a couple of games that have happened, but not too much to talk about, have we?
Well, I mean, we listed a fair bit off air. There's certainly things that I want to talk about more than others, but we'll get on to that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's enough to keep us going for sure.
Oh yeah, there's definitely enough. There's definitely enough. So we will just start off, I guess, with the England versus South Africa ODI. So we only just talked about the first ODI. So I mean, it happened. The third one's just happened. So we'll very briefly just talk about the second one. But Sophia Dunkley, 107. She was scraping it. She was really scraping it. It was within the last couple of overs she made that 100. So that was pretty amazing to see Sophia Dunkley finally get up there and come in at 3, which was good, that she was given that opportunity to score that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, she's just a player that as soon as she gets her arms free, and as soon as she gets her eye in, yeah, you're looking out if you're in the crowd. You've got to watch yourself. You almost need like a construction hard hat when Sophia Dunkley's in and batting, because honestly, you're in massive danger in the crowd because she absolutely wallops them everywhere. Fun to watch for sure. It's nice to get a high score, promoted up to 3. And even in the third ODI at 3, she did well as well. So maybe for the future, we've got our England number 3. I reckon that spot's pretty sewn up as long as she keeps performing, which I back her in to do. So a lot of positive signs.
Yeah, definitely. It'd be really good to see her keep that spot. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in the T20s because, you know, she's proved herself as an ODI player. So I hope she's able to score the runs a little bit quicker and show that she can do it in T20 as well. But it was, again, South Africa they just couldn't manage to just get the high scores that they needed. Marizanne Kapp was the highest scorer with 73, but other than that, Laura Wolfart 55, nothing else really, just 20s and below. So, I mean, look, it's disappointing to not have it as a competition, I guess. It was obviously a whitewash to England. So, yeah, it's a bit disappointing not to see South Africa fight back, I guess you could say.
I mean, if you look at the third one quickly, which I'm sure we'll move on to, it's hard to keep up with the high scores that England are putting up, though. So when you have a look at it and you go, this third ODI, for example, 371 for 7, it's tough to see any side in the world chasing that down. So it speaks, I think, more to the quality of England rather than South Africa, if that makes sense. Because when you've got a side that are so good, it's hard to see other sides keep up with them. And obviously we know that with England making the final of the Women's World Cup earlier this year. They're a quality team. It's just sometimes that's hard for any team to match up with.
Oh, yeah, no, I do agree. And it's just good to see England scoring big again, because I feel like after that whole series against Australia, it probably put quite a negative mindset on the team. And I know it put quite a negative mindset on the fans as well, because we're like, well, the men aren't doing well, the women aren't doing well. When are they going to start performing? So to see them actually put those totals on the board and to see each player doing well, we've had Dunkley doing well, Emma Lamb, Izzy Wong, Tammy Beaumont, a range of different players performing. It's just really good to see them get that confidence back, and because they are capable and they've proved that they are capable. It was just a matter of being able to show it. So
yeah, we watched a fair bit of that series over here, didn't we? And it was just like going to the games. I went to the 2 down in Melbourne, and it was like, just please, can I just have something to smile about?
Yeah.
And we were like minimalizing it down to like single shots or good overs, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to win this, are we? But look, hopefully it's an upturn. Hopefully we can win both Ashes back soon enough. But that's a topic for another day. But it's nice to see now that there's an upturn, and we've got quality players everywhere. So with bat and with ball. So again, long may that continue.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, the third ODI, like I said before, it was pretty like even scores all around, I guess, because Emma Lamb and Tammy Beaumont opening the batting again. Emma Lamb 65, like we said, Tammy Beaumont 119. Sophia Dunkley 51, Heather Knight 63, and Danny White with a nice little cameo of 33 off 14. So good performances from the top order, really, all round. And like we said, managed to set a good score for England there. Obviously, Alice Davidson Richards and Kate Cross came in for Siver and Eccleston, which I think was quite a big move taking those two out, because they're both fantastic bowlers in different ways, and Nat Siver can bat as well. But it just proves that even with taking out the best off spinner in the world, and Nat Siver, one of the best all-rounders, just proves that they can still play and still win even without those two in the team.
Yeah, it does. You got Alice Davidson Richards taking another 3 wickets. You know, she's had an unbelievable summer. Emma Lamb with 3, then Charlie Dean chipping in with 3, and Izzy Wong getting the other one. So it just shows the depth of English cricket that you can take 2 players of that ilk out. I was a little bit surprised seeing Eccleston and Siver come out, but I'm sure that England are fine with it now, because they've dealt with it, and it's, you know, proven to work out well for them. So it's one of those where you just look at it and you go, how can you get rid of Eccleston and Siver and still absolutely do it easy?
Yeah,
it doesn't compute at some senses, but it's working well for England. English women's cricket is humming. So again, as long as that goes on, then we've got something to smile about.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just loving the winning at the moment, and I'm hoping that we can keep it going as long as we can. So it's just
Certainly
good
hope
to
so.
see.
Likewise.
Yeah. Now moving on, we have the Tri series, which has just begun between Australia, Pakistan, and Ireland, the women. And the first game was so anticlimactic. Australia and Pakistan, and it got rained off after 8 overs. So that was not a brilliant start to the series. But the next game was Australia and Ireland, and to no surprise, really, Australia absolutely demolished them within 12 overs. They got it done within 12 overs. So it was Ireland were 8 for 99 after their 20, and Beth Mooney and Meg Lanning, both not out, just knocked it off within 12 overs. That was pretty easy game for Australia there.
Yeah, it was, and you know, they were 35 for 1 at the fall of the first wicket, with Elisa Healy falling 4.5 overs in. So even then they were doing it too easy. 12.5 overs. Beth Mooney just say, and you can have a look with the ball. 99 for 8 is, you know, never a good score to finish on. But it just speaks again to the quality of the bowling attack for Australia. Listen to these figures: 4 overs for Lana King, 3 for 9.
Yeah.
Player of the match honours. Yeah, that's just, you can't complain when you're getting out to someone like Alana King, because genuinely, she is the future of Australian cricket in terms of the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone disputes that. So again, we're going to see Australian women's cricketers, as all cricketers do. There's going to be places vacated because of retirement and whatever. But as Australian cricket always is, there's always a future. There's always someone willing to pick up the mantle. And as an England fan, that's been quite frustrating for so many years. There's always someone there to pick up the pieces, but it's credit to Alana King, and definitely deserving of player of the match honours.
Yeah, Alana King's really, she came in the women's Ashes, so pretty recently, and she, since then, has, you know, just proved that she can be in that team, and I think that's really good that she's been able to prove herself, because I know quite a bit about the women's Australian team, so I was like, oh, you know, how's she going to do? And it was a big toss-up between her or Amanda Wellington, but Alana King really has, like you said, she's really, really proved her worth in that team, and I'm really happy for her. But in saying that, Darcy Brown took two for 9, so 1 wicket short of catching up with Alana King. But Darcy Brown's another one of those talents for the future. She's only 19, 20, so yeah, really looking forward to seeing how Darcy Brown does in this series, and also in the Commonwealth Games. I think is going to be really interesting.
It's going to be interesting seeing Commonwealth Games have cricket there as well.
Yeah,
it's one of those events. It's like, you know, like the Olympics, Commonwealth Games. So if you see cricket there, so it'll be good to see how that one goes, so we can move into the future perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. I am looking forward to it, actually. So yeah, on the topic of the Commonwealth Games, they've selected the squad. So obviously Heather Knight as captain, Maya Bouchier has been brought back in, Catherine Brunt, Alice Capsey, Kate Cross, Freya Davies, Sophia Dunkley, Sophie Eccleston, Sarah Glenn, Amy Jones, Freya Kemp, Nat Siver, Bryony Smith, Izzy Wong, and Danny Wyatt. So a few new faces in there to the main England setup. Obviously, Alice Capsey, still quite young, but really took the 100 by storm. And in the A team as well. Bryony Smith also was in the A team. Freya Kemp, so quite a young player as well for the Vipers. But then see Maya Boucher back in the side is good. And good to see Sarah Glenn back in that team as well. So what do you make of that selection?
Yeah, there's a few interesting names in there, but you've got, the old guard, if you will. You had the Knights, Danny Wyatts, Nat Sivers, Catherine Brown, like the players you expect to see. It's nice to see that we're looking to the future as well with the likes of Alice Capsey and Bryony Smith, as you mentioned. It's a nice blend of youth and experience, and hopefully that holds us in good stead. A bit of a changed squad, as we say, but it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Whether it's one of those that will crash and burn, or they will go well, and hopefully it's the latter.
Yeah, absolutely. I do really like the mix. Like you said, I think it is a really good mix, and it will just give those younger players the opportunity to be in that environment and to experience their first Commonwealth Games. I think is going to be pretty exciting. Look, we haven't seen any posts about the Australian women's selections yet, so we will keep that obviously updated. Now, quickly, the World Cup T20 qualifiers happened. It's over, and we have our two teams that have gone through to the World Cup. So the Netherlands and Zimbabwe are going to be playing in the World Cup. And I was quite disappointed to not see USA in there. I'm not going to lie. What do you make of the teams that made it through?
Yeah, obviously, like mentioned in previous podcasts, Zimbabwe and Netherlands have been there before and been there and done it. And you had the third and fourth place playoff happened as well between Papua New Guinea and USA, which Papua New Guinea won by 5 runs. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how both of these teams go on the world stage. Obviously, Netherlands had the recent series against England in the ODIs, where, again, like we said before about Australian women's cricket, England men's ODI cricket, it's just hard to keep up with a team like that. But then again, off the back of that, they've got a few recognisable names now that maybe beforehand we didn't know. So that's going to be interesting to see how they build in. But then again, Zimbabwe, probably one of the favourites to go through anyway. So it's not no real surprise, but be interested to see how they go, certainly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's exciting to see those teams who haven't been in it like 100% the whole time. But like we did say, it would have been nice to see a bit of a new mix in there. But obviously, congratulations to the Netherlands and Zimbabwe. It's going to be an exciting tournament, and it's not too far away now. So looking forward to that.
Home shores for us as well. So get to a few games.
Yeah, definitely. I've wrote down which ones are going to be happening here. So I'll probably be going to, although they're quite expensive, I think. So I don't know if I'll be going to all of them, but I'll go to a few. But yeah, so again, like last time, another 4 Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy games have happened. Quickly just going over them, the Central Sparks were defeated by the Northern Diamonds quite comfortably. They had quite a few overs to chase down that score, and the Diamonds managed to do it in 39. So they were chasing down 215 to win. And like I said, did that in 39 overs. Then the Southeast Stars and the Thunder. Southeast Stars beat the Thunder, which was not too good for a Lancashire fan, but Thunder all out for 146. And then Sunrisers took on Storm, where Storm were 257 for 7, and Sunrisers only managed to get to 254 for 6. And then Lightning and Vipers, and to no surprise, once again, if you were to take a guess as who won, who would you say?
Yeah, well, it's obviously Southern, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they did by quite a lot as well.
By a mile.
Yeah, by quite a lot. So the Vipers were 294 for 6, and the Lightning were all out for 228. So that's the game, and the table is obviously still looking like Vipers right at the top. It hasn't changed much, I don't think. Vipers, Diamonds, Southeast Stars, Western Storm, Central Sparks, Lightning, Sunrises, Thunder. I don't think it's changed entirely from last time from memory, but once like we said last time, Vipers still just at the top and doesn't look like it's going to be changing anytime soon.
No, it doesn't. They've got a quality team, and again, they're 1 point clear. It's a bit of a gulf opening up between the top half of the table and the bottom half. There's 5 points already separating the Storm and the Sparks. So that gulf in class just shows that it's going to be a battle within a battle. I think that top four is arguably almost already set. It's just depending on placings from there, I think.
Yeah. I feel like the Storm and Sparks and Lightning group will shuffle around a bit. I feel like just because they're not all either winning or losing. So they're it's I think that one's going to be quite flexible and moving around a bit, but it'll be exciting to see what happens with those teams, I guess.
The top four, I just reckon that they're better off. Maybe those three you mentioned might be able to swap around, but the bottom two, they've not gone well. With one of them being a Lancashire side, it's not great, but what can you do? Yeah,
not much is the answer to that. Sitting in Australia is not much. Now, do you want to talk about the final that happened the other day? The as a Lancashire fan, I'm pretty disappointing final.
Not really, but I just think we have to, right?
Yeah, I think we do.
Oh, great. Let's get this over with. So, finals day, T20 finals day. Let's get this over with, as we're saying. Hampshire winning it by a run. 8 for 152 or 152 for 8, whatever you read it. Should have been a rather easy chase, I reckon, for Lancs. But we managed to balls it up like usual. How we managed to stuff that up, I'll never know. Obviously, it started so well. We had a Roses win in the semi-final. Hampshire getting by Somerset, and you're just thinking, maybe it's our year. Ben McDermott holding the innings together for Hampshire in the final. 60-36. If it's not for him, then we're probably not here talking about it. They were 90 for 5 at one point. And you're just thinking, if we can close this out, we'd be right. We were doing it in a canter, and we managed again to stuff it up, which was unbelievable, really. If you have a look at even when the wickets fell, we were 104 for 4 off 13 overs, needing 48 off 7 overs. Or 49 even, I should say, and we got 47. Obviously, the whole conjecture about the last ball, is it, did Lancashire get 2? Should we have gone to a tie? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We weren't good enough, and we don't deserve to win in that if we can't complete the job. Congratulations to Hampshire, and yeah, gutting result. Gutting result. It's just something you don't really want to see, is it, as a Lancashire fan? You get that close and you fall just short.
I didn't watch the game, if I'm honest, but I watched the clip of the last, that last ball. And it was probably one of the most ridiculous things I've ever watched in cricket. Like the fact that obviously it was Nathan Ellis bowling, Australian, in with Ben McDermott as well. And to see just the celebrations, and then the fact that they wanted to get pulled back in to bowl another ball, and then they celebrated again. It was quite awkward, I feel like, and it was like they already celebrated too early, and then they just didn't really celebrate like they did afterwards. So it was a bit awkward to watch, I feel like. But I mean, can't say I know.
It's not painful to watch, though, is it?
Sorry?
It's not painful to watch. It's just awkward.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I refuse to watch that back. Not again.
No,
I refuse.
I can understand why, but for me, I guess it wasn't as heartbreaking, but I can see why it was for you. But yeah, it is what it is. Next time, I'm sure.
We'll stuff it up again when, It's just me following T20. It's like the Stars the other year against the Renegades. We've done the same again.
Just doesn't ever work out, does it? Finals day just doesn't go your way.
Nope.
But yeah, I think that's it. So we had a bit of a different interview this week. So we spoke to Selina Solman, who is the captain of the Vanuatu women's cricket team. And she is also one of the FairBreak ambassadors, I guess you could call it. She has been involved in FairBreak since 2016, so really early on from when it started. She played in the Barmy Army team in this year's FairBreak tournament, and she also played some cricket down here in South Australia. So we used to play cricket together, 4 or 5 years ago now. So yeah, it was really, really good to talk to Selina. She was just so sweet, wasn't she?
Yeah, a great interviewee. Awesome to talk to, had some good stories. So definitely an enjoyable interview to do, and hopefully it's as enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah, so enjoy our interview with Selina Solman. Welcome and thank you very much for joining us today. Could you just start off by telling us where in the world you are at the moment and what cricket you're playing and who you're playing for?
Right now, I'm back home in Vanuatu, and right now we're playing T20, which is Independence Knockout, because this month is our Independent month. So we usually have like Independence T20 Independence Knockout every month. So yeah, we have T20's knockout going on right now.
Who are you playing those against?
So I play for a club called Notefate Puspiks, and we're playing against Melee Pools, which is one of the, I would say, favorites. They're like a really good team. So yeah.
Right. So it's
This
like, so
weekend.
it's a domestic T20.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha. So I guess going right back to the very beginning of your cricket journey, how did you first get into playing cricket?
I always say I started, the first sport I played was netball. I used to play netball for Vanuatu. I represent Vanuatu in under 17s. I don't know, it was 2012. I started cricket because my cousin used to play cricket for under 15. He's in a senior men's team right now. He used to make us play cricket in the mud, like where we live, because we had to have like this road. So we used to, so that's when I started. I started because I made a deal with my cousin. He was gonna come and try mixed netball, and he said, "Okay, if I come try mixed netball, you have to come try cricket." So that was 2012. So I went there. I just started cricket recently. That was 2012. So I went there. I didn't like it at first, but I was like, and he was like, "No, you have to come again." So I went back because of the deal. So I just went back and play. Ever since then, I never left cricket. I'm still there. I'm still enjoying it. I don't think I'm ever gonna leave cricket right now. So yeah, that's how I started cricket, because basically I was forced into it by my cousin, and I'm still there.
Well, there you go.
And I love every moment of it.
No, that's good. That's good. Luckily it grew on you then, so you weren't a fan at the start, but yeah. Yeah, that's good.
I used to think it was really boring. Yeah.
So I guess you have been able to view quite a bit of cricket, maybe from playing in different countries. But did you have any cricket idols growing up at all?
Yeah. This is gonna sound a bit crazy, but so when I got into cricket, because cricket was really new, and it's still like a lot of people here don't know a lot about cricket. So I was like, "Oh, who else played cricket?" And they're like, "Oh, Australia and New Zealand." And I thought they were the only country. So like the first people that I knew that they played cricket was female, was basically Ellis Berry and Blackwell. And I was like, "Oh my gosh," they were like, yeah, the first people. So I looked up to them from a very long time. Like right now, so I'm getting to know a lot of players, and I was like, oh, because I never thought that like a lot of women play cricket. So yeah, it was basically, I loved Elise Berry and Blackwell. I was like watching Charlotte Edward, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yeah, so yeah, I have like a lot of people that I look up to, like growing up, especially starting my cricket career. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good to hear. So what is the domestic kind of setup like in Vanuatu? Because from obviously a person living in Australia, we really don't know much about it, if I'm completely honest. So how did it first kind of start up, and how many people play cricket over there and that kind of thing?
So when I started playing cricket in 2012, I think that was the first year ever they had like a international competition here for women's. So I was there just watching it, didn't know anything about cricket because I started like early beginning of 2013. So when I got in, there was no club, so we had to. The rest of us that knew the people that were around cricket. They were like, "Oh, we're trying to start a women competition. You guys should come and play." So there were like 20 plus people, so we had to go in and make 3 teams. So we started off with that, and then so now we have 8 clubs of women's cricket, so it's really amazing. So how we started from there to now, it's like it's really growing, so it's really good.
Yeah, that's incredible. And to hear that it was all kind of like you all just started it all yourself, that's really, really cool to hear.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I started, but I was there at the beginning, so I love it.
Well, you're really like one of the one of the first people to play over there in the women's teams. That's really that's pretty historical. So that's really cool.
I was just going to ask Selina, does that give you like a sense of happiness looking back where you go, I was a part of, right at the start of that when we had very little in terms of a league or a system to now it's an ever-growing league and it's an ever-growing sport in the country. Does that give you like a sense of happiness that you were right there at the beginning and you were, one of the pioneers behind it all?
Very much. I think that's one of the things that I haven't left cricket yet, because I feel like I was right there at the beginning and we're growing so much. Why should I leave now? Like, we're doing really well. And I have so much, I feel so happy, like even just talking about it to people, like I get really emotional because I was like, we started from nothing and now we're going somewhere. So yeah, I really do feel really happy. Like sometimes when people ask, and I was like, yeah, I was there at the beginning, we started. So yeah.
And obviously you've said that it's growing quickly, and it is. What do you think the next step is for cricket in Vanuatu, and what do you think needs to happen for it to get there?
I think right now is the lack of field, because we don't really have a lot of grounds to play in. So I don't think we can have more than 15 clubs, because we only have like 3 cricket grounds in here. So, and we also use it with the men's and the under 19, under 15. So yeah, basically we need more cricket grounds. That's the thing, like one of the big goals right now for us is to get our own, especially the women's own cricket ground, so we can have our own competition.
Yeah, that definitely, that's one of the main things, is you need somewhere to play, isn't it? So now obviously it's like you said, it is still getting up there and it's still starting to get bigger and bigger, but do the players who play for the national Vanuatu women's team still have like jobs outside of it, and if so, do you?
Yes, so a lot of I think that's one of the hard thing. I'm not gonna say it hard, but like it's difficult to get the girls to stay in the pre-squad or the national teams, because a lot of the girls have to know that we need to have a job to support families, and some of them are traveling out to work, and some of them like they need to focus on studies. So it's really hard to get the girls. As for me, I am very fortunate to be able to work for cricket, so I get to just stay in cricket and train in cricket whenever I want. So yeah, it's a lot of the girls have jobs and schools and work overseas. We've lost quite a lot of number for the girls because of jobs and because of COVID as well. So yeah.
That's disappointing to hear that girls have to stop playing because they have to work as well. And I think that's why professionalizing players is such an important thing. So would being like a professional team and getting paid for lots of money for playing cricket, is that something that you'd want to happen to Vanuatu cricket?
Definitely, because a lot of us, we would really love to like keep playing and probably get money because to support us, because we just want to do that. But at the end of the day, we need to have an income, and right now cricket cannot support everyone, like cannot give us money. So a lot of people are leaving not because they don't like cricket, but because we need money to survive. Like,
Yeah, that's actually quite disappointing to hear. I really want I really want that to be a thing for the future, that you all start getting paid, and you know, it becomes a bit more of a professional scene for Vanuatu cricket.
I think we're starting that one because back then we didn't have any like contracted players, but right now we had a lot of men's contracted players, and there's 4 of us that are contracted. So we work for cricket and we also contracted, and I think it's getting there. It's getting somewhere, but it's going to take a really long time to, you know, get everyone, every girls and every man to be contracted players. But I think we're getting somewhere, so
Yeah,
it's definitely going the right way.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good to hear that there's at least some of you that are already starting that kind of progression.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's just getting the rest there, isn't it? So
Obviously, we've talked about the lack of professional cricket in Vanuatu, and obviously you've played in countries where there is a lot of professional cricket. Obviously, you've come over to South Australia. You've obviously played in the FairBreak with some of the world's best players. So were your eyes opened by these different experiences that you've had being able to travel around the world and play professional cricket?
Oh yes. So when I came back from Dubai and everyone was asking like, no, how was the experience and everything? I was like, it was really, really good. I get to like learn a lot. Because I was like, I was in a team that like I had some of the best players in the world. So I've learned a lot because I kept telling one of our coaches, and I was like, it was if we had like more girls from here to have gone with me, like if we had like 2 or 3 players, it would be really good, because we've played other different level of cricket. So like it's kind of sad that I was the only one who would get to go like experience what I've experienced, but like I was happy that I got back and I had to like, I was able to talk about it with them. Like, you know, I've learned a lot, like a lot about mental and everything. Like they were really good, and everyone, like they were very supportive in my cricket, and I've learned a lot and learned from other players, and also learned a lot about other different countries that I didn't know that they exist. Sorry. Like I never knew like the Bhutan was a country. So I'm sorry, like if this offensive, but like I never knew. So I'm pretty sure a lot of them are like, is Vanuatu a country as well? They thought that Vanuatu was somewhere in Africa. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
that's
And
good.
obviously you were then involved with FairBreak, obviously, to get into the tournament. How did you get involved with FairBreak, and do you think there's opportunities for potentially some of your teammates to get involved and play in those competitions as well?
So Sean, which is the founder and the CEO of the FairBreak, he used to work used to do charity works here. So I've known Sean for over 10 years. So he was one of the person that helped me start on my cricket career, because he was the one who's like, oh, you need to come to New Zealand and do a training camp. That was in 2013. So yeah, obviously through Sean, because Sean kept following up with me on my cricket. I went to England with the team, so it was not my first time to play with Sean. And definitely, I think we have a chance to get some of my teammates into FairBreak. But let's just keep our fingers crossed we get some girls in for FairBreak as well.
Absolutely, it is brilliant to see everybody get involved, and you know, the whole world get around into a tournament, because it's, you know, sometimes it's quite hard to see players from countries that we may not see a lot of, to see the players then turn out. So it was absolutely brilliant. You're in the Barmy Army team in the FairBreak Invitational. What was that experience like, and how good were the Barmy Army like supporter base getting around you?
Honestly, I think it was one of the best, because I think we had like the best support system, because everyone was just up and running. Let's go. And we had Paul was there, and everyone. I was really happy at the end that I was in a team that I felt really comfortable, that I could just get to be myself, and just play cricket and have fun, enjoy, because everyone was very like encouraging. They're like, you know, just support and go there, have fun, because this is like your first ever international. It was really exciting. So yeah, I was really very happy to be part of the Premier Me family.
And was that comfortable nature one of your favorite parts about the tournament, like being in a place where you could sort of express yourself, not only on the cricket pitch but off it as well?
Yes, I think the first game I was really like nervous. I was shaking, and then the girls were like, just play, just have fun. But outside of the field, I was really comfortable. I feel like I've known a lot of the girls for like really long time, but actually I've met a lot of them for the first time. But because I've watched a lot of them on TV, so I was like, oh, this is very comfortable. So yeah, it was. I felt like team, and I was myself the whole time and having fun.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. Yeah. I know it might be hard to choose. And sorry for putting you on the spot, but if you do have to choose, do you have a favorite teammate from the Barmy Army team? Because you had an amazing team.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I love all of them. Sorry, girls. So, oh man, I gotta love it a lot. I'll probably Charmaine.
So she's West Indies.
Wicketkeeper. Yes.
Yeah.
Reason because I feel like she was talking to me, like she kept before we started a game and I just got there, she kept coming back to me and she was encouraging me because she knew that because I'm very outgoing, but I'm also very, like, he can tell that I was very nervous when we were getting ready. So she was the one who came to me and she's like, you just have to go there, and kept messaging me after game and like, oh no, I don't want the rest of my team to feel bad, but yes, I will definitely pick Charmaine from West Indies.
That's lovely. Yeah, that's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it looks like an amazing experience, and I'm super. When I saw that you were playing, I was like, oh, I've got to support the Barmy Army. That just makes sense.
Thank you.
So it's obviously happening again next year. You've been involved for so many years now, so I'd only assume that you'd be involved next year. So what are you looking forward to most? Yeah. So if you were to be involved, would you be, what would you be looking forward to about that?
Probably, honestly, like I feel like I wasn't my best. I didn't pull my place best there, so I'm looking forward to improve to the next level, and maybe improve my bowling and my confidence, and to probably make 50s. Yeah. Yes, I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, look, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we can see you playing again in FairBreak next year. That'd be really good. And hopefully, we could see some other Vanuatu teammates as well. That'd be even better to see.
Yes.
So you also, like we said earlier, you came over and played some cricket in South Australia. So you played some district cricket. How did that opportunity first arise for you? How did you learn about it in the first place?
So our coach back then was Shane, and Shane was based in South Australia. I think he's from New South Wales, but he was based in South Australia. So he used to play for Stingrays. So like he basically put everything all together. So for me to come out there and get the experience that I needed, and I really do appreciate that opportunity very much.
Yeah, so obviously, you said you played for Southern District Stingrays. Now, that obviously wasn't, it was just district cricket in South Australia. So that's, I guess, on a scale of that to FairBreak, they're very different. So what kind of things did you learn from being in South Australia that you could take back to your Vanuatu teammates?
Probably confidence, because I've never been out from my team, because I used to just here. So I've learned a lot, and how to because I'm the captain for the Vanuatu women's team, so I've learned a lot, just how to talk to the girls, because I'm so I've learned how to talk to the girls, and also it was sort of like my first time playing with the spikes as well. So that was pretty interesting in like, playing in SA, like wearing spikes. So yeah, I've learned a lot in different environments and what to like. I've talked to my girls a lot, like what to expect when you go to different countries, the weathers and everything. So yeah, I've learned a lot of things. How to work as a team as well. I think we had like a really good team support in SA as well. So yeah, that's one of the big things as well that I took back home and kept telling the girls.
Yeah,
to
no, I
support
love that.
each other.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
So obviously you mentioned about being Vanuatu captain, which is obviously amazing and must be a great honor. Do you go into a game differently that you're captain of a team of than when you are under someone's captaincy? So say if you're the captain of Vanuatu, do you think differently leading into that game than when you are under someone's captaincy, like Heather Knight in the FairBreak, or is it the same preparation?
Definitely, because I feel like no one is putting pressure on me but myself when I'm captaining. Well, I shouldn't, but like sometimes I feel like, you know, I have to worry about where to put the fielder, where to do this because I'm a pole as well, like, you know. But when someone else is captaining, I feel like no pressure. You just go inside and think about how are you going to play, how are you going to put this ball. So yeah, it's definitely different when I'm a captain compared to when I'm just a player.
Did you take anything from Heather Knight's captaincy into your own sort of leadership? Because obviously Heather Knight is the superstar, wonderful leader that we know. Did you take anything from her leadership into your own game?
Yeah, so like I've learned a lot from her and Laura, like her, especially when as a captain, she would always talk to the girls, but at the end of the day, when she goes into that, she just play her own game. She just said, you know, you go there, just watch the ball, white ball, you know, you just play your game that you've been practicing all these times. And I think that's something that I haven't done. So I feel like when I was there, especially being surrounded by her and Laura, I've learned a lot more about myself and how I'm gonna play than before. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Always, you know, communicate with the players in the field. So yes, definitely I've learned a lot from Heather going into the FairBreak this year.
Are you still in communication with any of your teammates from FairBreak? Do you still talk to any of them now?
We still have our group chat and we still wish everyone happy birthday and stuff on the group chat. So yeah, no one left the group chat yet. We're still there. We're still communicating with a lot of everyone basically. So it's really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love that you've got a group chat. So how did the captaincy role first come about for you? And what was your thoughts when that opportunity was given to you in the first place?
So I was in 2015. We had the South Pacific game, which is it's like the game for all the Pacific Islanders. We have every 4 years. We went to Papua New Guinea host, and I was the vice captain then. One of my teammates was the captain, so we went there. Our first game, she got injured, and then she didn't play the rest of the game. So I was basically given the title captain. So I was really nervous. I remember going into doors and I was like, I don't even know how to do this because I was never the captain of any club before that. So I just went straight from a player to the captain. So yeah, I was really nervous, but I was happy that I had like some of the senior players and they were like very encouraging. Some the umpires, Steve, the ICC umpire, he was very, oh no, just come down, Selina, just, you know, you just have to do this. So yeah, it was very, like, I was really nervous. I felt like it was like a big honor and I didn't know if I was gonna be the right person for the job, but yeah, I'm still here and I'm still doing it. So yeah.
No, that's amazing. So it literally was just she got injured and then you just stayed as captain. Yeah. You just stayed captain. Wow, that's
the whole thing, and they haven't changed it yet.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty impressive. You've managed to.
You must be doing something right.
Yeah, you must be doing something right. Yeah, true.
I hope so.
Right. So what are your goals for the future? What are you, I guess, hoping to achieve within yourself and your game, and then maybe just for Vanuatu cricket in general?
For myself, I just want to be the best that I can be. Like, I think Big Bash was always one of like my biggest dream, to play Big Bash, and I'm still working on that. Hopefully one day. But for my team, I really want the team to go to the World Cup qualifier, because we're still trying to beat PNG and Samoa, so we can get that. So hopefully soon we can go to World Cup qualifier, because I feel like, you know, my team, we really have the talent and the skills. We just need to, you know, like get a lot of more exposure and a lot more games so that we can be in that next level.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you mentioned Big Bash. If you could play for any Big Bash team, who would you want to play for?
If
you don't say Strikers,
any
I'll
of the Blues. I would love to play for any of the Blues. I love the blue teams.
Yeah, fair enough. so yeah, no, like I you know what, I think it'd be so brilliant to see you play in the Big Bash. That's something that I want to see for the future. That'd be amazing.
I was just going to say, I just wanted to bring it back like earlier on, rather than the future. I noticed that you've also represented Vanuatu at netball as well as cricket. So I thought that was very interesting to read. Did you ever have to balance between the two sports at any point?
Actually, no. Because when I stopped netball after we went to Tasmania for under 17, and when it came back, I just full time cricket, and then in 2017, I had to ask permission from cricket, because that time I was really committed in cricket, and we were hosting the South Pacific mini games here. So I went to represent Vanuatu again in netball, but it's not like I had to bounce, but because we had no cricket, so I was allowed to play netball then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was not hard.
Yeah.
That hard to.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. If you were to pick a favorite cricket memory ever, what would your favorite cricket memory be?
Oh, favorite cricket memory, probably hitting the first ever four when in my first match in Japan, and I was so happy, like we won the game, but we lost. But I was just really happy that I got to hit a four against one of the girls from Papua New Guinea. Because it was my first time playing, and I didn't know what was going on, so I was just like, yeah, and I was happy. So it's definitely that one.
No, that's brilliant. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Now, we like to finish off our interviews by just doing some this or that questions. All right, you ready?
Okay.
So we have got T20 or Test cricket.
Oh no, probably. Oh, that's a very good question. I'll go T20.
T20. Yep. Fair enough. Yep.
Yeah.
Dogs or cats?
Definitely dogs. No cats. No cats for me. Not a cat person.
No, fair enough. Now, morning or night?
Morning. Definitely morning.
Good. Now, look, I'll throw this one in the mix. A Barmy Army team or a Southern District Cricket Club?
Oh, I would go. I'm sorry, girls. I'll go for Barmy Army. So Barmy Army.
No, that's completely fair. Beach or backyard cricket?
Backyard cricket.
Backyard cricket, good.
Definitely backyard cricket.
Yeah. Now, would you rather hit 3 sixes to win a game or take a hat trick to win a game?
Take a hat trick to win a game.
Yeah, good.
Take a hat trick to win a game.
Now, do you think pineapple belongs on a pizza or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Say yummy.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice. But yeah, no, that's all the this or that questions. But yeah, no, thank you so much for talking to us today, Selina. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, other than that, all the best for all your upcoming cricket. It's been so great to watch you in FairBreak, and yeah, hopefully we can see you play some more again. But yeah, thank you again. It's been really good.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks so much, guys, for this one. Really appreciate the time. Thank you.
So that was Vanuatu cricket captain Selina Solman, and as we said in the intro, very, very enjoyable to interview, and we hope that her cricket career kicks on and goes on, and she can achieve more in the game than what she already has done. She's carving out a very nice career for herself, so hopefully then she can go to another level now.
Yeah, absolutely. I just really want to see Vanuatu kind of excel in the professionalism direction. I think it'd be really, really nice to see all their players, playing in World Cups and all that kind of stuff, and seeing them all being in FairBreak. And, I really, really hope that one day Selina does get the opportunity to come over and play Big Bash. I think that would be, like she said, one of her goals. And I think I'd love to see it. I'd love to see her play in the Big Bash. I think it'd be I think it's what she needs, and it's what Vanuatu would need to kind of push their professionalism.
Yeah, absolutely. Just have that role model, because they say you can't beat what you can't see. So for them to have a player in the Women's Big Bash would be awesome. And we're rooting for her. We're hoping that she can get the job done. So just getting in contact with the clubs. Hopefully there's a few listening. Selina Solman, you got yourselves a character, you got yourselves a player. Just get a pen out, get yourself up a contract, and get her to sign it. It's easy as that.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Big Bash Big Bash signing season is happening. So yeah, if anyone is out there, who knows? But like we said, hopefully we can see her playing more and more. And like you said, she's done really well as of yet. So yeah, that was the interview with Selina Solman. Really hope you enjoyed listening. So next week we have a very exciting guest, someone that I've watched for many years, and I'm not sure about you, but maybe someone that you've watched for many years as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone who I've grown up watching and just not quite idolizing, because I've never wanted to be a cricketer, but one of those you just sit back and watch in absolute awe, and you just think, wow, what a player.
Yeah, but we are going to keep everyone guessing, so we're not gonna spill who it is just yet, but a bit close to the time we will. But yeah, that is coming up next week. But as usual, in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter at How's That TCP, and also we made a TikTok account that has been done. That is also How's That TCP, where we will be posting extra little snippets, video clips over there. So nothing's posted as of yet, but will be coming soon. So you can give that a follow, or you can send us an email at howsthatthecricketpodcast@gmail.com. But that is all from me this week.
Yeah, thanks again, Lily, and hopefully this exciting guest can be revealed soon.
How's that? You messed about.